Hello, and welcome to your AI News Roundup for July 10th, 2026. Today we are tracking major financial signals, including Bank of America's unmistakable move regarding Nvidia stock investors. We also explore the availability of generative artificial intelligence in the utilities market and new collaborations between SpaceXAI and coding startups. Stay tuned. News number 1. Bank of America has issued an unmistakable signal regarding the valuation of Nvidia stock for investors. The signal stems from BofA's recent financial positioning and its commentary on the current state of the AI hardware market. The bank's analysis indicates a specific outlook based on projected demand for high-performance computing, particularly in the context of large language model training and inference. This assessment is driven by observed shifts in enterprise spending patterns across key technology sectors. The move directly targets Nvidia's position as the dominant supplier for foundational models and accelerator chips. BofA's report quantifies how changes in cloud infrastructure investment and enterprise adoption rates are directly impacting GPU sales cycles. The data points to a correlation between sustained capital expenditure in AI development and future revenue projections for semiconductor manufacturers. This positioning is crucial given Nvidia's current market share dominance in the high-end AI processing space, which continues to drive significant market capitalization growth. News number 2. Generative artificial intelligence solutions are now available across the utilities sector, featuring major industry players including Microsoft, IBM, Nvidia, and 21 other key leaders. This release profiles the rapidly evolving landscape of AI deployment within critical infrastructure services. The availability signifies a significant shift in how utility companies are leveraging large language models and generative frameworks to optimize operations, manage grid stability, and enhance customer engagement. The focus is on integrating advanced AI capabilities directly into operational workflows, moving beyond theoretical model training toward practical inference applications. This competitive move highlights the intense focus on proprietary fine-tuning techniques and specialized models tailored for energy sector data. Competitors are actively positioning their foundational models to deliver domain-specific predictive analytics and automated resource allocation. The race is now focused on which organizations can achieve the most efficient operational outcomes through applied generative AI inference. News number 3. SpaceXAI has partnered with an AI coding startup to develop a specialized artificial intelligence model focused on legal applications. This collaboration aims to leverage advanced coding capabilities to enhance the development of legal-focused AI solutions. The initiative centers on creating a sophisticated legal AI framework designed to address complex legal data processing and analysis. While specific details regarding the architecture or current parameter counts of the resulting foundation model have not been disclosed, the partnership focuses on integrating specialized coding expertise into the model's development lifecycle. This move positions both entities to explore novel applications of large language models within the highly regulated legal sector. The goal is to accelerate the deployment of practical AI tools for legal professionals by merging deep domain knowledge with cutting-edge machine learning engineering. News number 4. Media outlets are calling for serious sanctions against OpenAI amid allegations of deception in an ongoing copyright lawsuit. The legal challenge against OpenAI centers on claims regarding the use of copyrighted material in training their foundation models. Media organizations are pushing for punitive action following reports suggesting that the company misrepresented the source material used to develop its generative AI tools. This move comes as the legal battle intensifies over intellectual property rights within the rapidly evolving AI landscape. The dispute involves complex arguments about fair use and derivative works, challenging the legality of mass data ingestion for model training. The media campaign seeks to pressure OpenAI into acknowledging these claims and imposing stricter accountability measures regarding content licensing. Industry observers are watching closely to see how this legal outcome will affect future large-scale data acquisition practices across the AI sector. News number 5. Anthropic has reset Claude's code usage limits following a period of operational instability. The adjustment came after the company experienced a rough week involving system outages that impacted service availability. This operational correction addresses recent instability in their code interaction framework. While specific metrics regarding the scope of the outage are not detailed, the action signals Anthropic is recalibrating its resource allocation for API access. This move follows ongoing discussions within the industry about scaling foundation model inference capacity during peak usage periods. Competitors are closely monitoring Anthropic's stability to assess their own infrastructure resilience and positioning in the rapidly evolving LLM landscape. The reset ensures that code utilization parameters align with current system performance post-disruption. News number 6. Salesforce has integrated Anthropic's Claude branding directly into its Slack platform. This strategic move positions a major enterprise software provider to leverage Anthropic's reputation within the competitive B2B AI ecosystem. The integration allows users on the Salesforce platform immediate access and context for utilizing Claude capabilities within their daily workflow, specifically within Slack environments. This action signals a continued alignment between leading enterprise platforms and cutting-edge foundation models as they push for deeper product synergy. Competitors are closely watching how this cross-platform promotion impacts adoption rates for specialized models like Claude among large corporate clients seeking integrated AI solutions. News number 7. A Paris-based AI voice startup has secured $100 million in seed funding, backed by Nvidia. The financing round for Gradium, an AI voice technology company, was finalized recently, signaling significant investor confidence in specialized generative audio solutions. The backing from Nvidia underscores the strategic importance of high-fidelity voice processing within the broader AI infrastructure landscape. Gradium is positioning itself at the intersection of enterprise voice communication and cutting-edge foundation model deployment. This capital injection provides the startup with crucial resources to scale its development of advanced voice models and improve inference efficiency across their platform. The collaboration with Nvidia suggests a focus on leveraging specialized hardware and optimized frameworks for complex audio generation tasks. This move aligns Gradium with major players in the AI chip and software ecosystem, aiming to drive innovation in real-time speech synthesis and voice cloning capabilities. News number 8. Nvidia is expanding its go-to-market strategy by integrating its infrastructure directly into large-scale ChatGPT workloads. The company is focusing on scaling demand for its specialized AI chips to meet the processing requirements of massive language model inference operations. The initiative involves deploying advanced GPU architectures across various enterprise environments, facilitating complex data processing and training cycles for generative AI applications. These efforts specifically target optimizing the throughput of foundation models running at scale. Nvidia's strategy centers on providing optimized solutions that reduce latency and increase efficiency for these computationally intensive tasks. This scaling move positions Nvidia as a critical enabler in the enterprise adoption phase of LLMs, directly addressing the demand for high-performance computing in generative AI deployments. This positioning comes as competitors continue to refine their own model architectures while relying on Nvidia's hardware backbone for deployment and fine-tuning operations. News number 9. Microsoft's climate warming emissions have surged by 25%, directly attributed to its artificial intelligence operations. This figure highlights the escalating environmental cost associated with large-scale AI deployment and infrastructure. The surge stems from the massive computational demands required for training and running complex foundation models, significantly increasing energy consumption across Microsoft's data centers globally. The report details how the high-volume inference processing and subsequent fine-tuning operations consume substantial power, driving this 25% increase in carbon output over the reporting period. This environmental impact underscores the critical need for developing more energy-efficient AI architectures. Industry analysis suggests that mitigating this growth requires immediate focus on optimizing data center cooling systems and exploring sustainable computing alternatives to reduce the operational footprint of large language models. News number 10. Apple is pursuing a mathematical breakthrough that will enable running large AI models entirely on-device within the iPhone ecosystem. The core of this development involves optimizing computational methods to drastically reduce the power consumption required for complex neural network inference directly on the device. Internal testing has shown that by restructuring the silicon architecture, Apple achieved a 40% reduction in latency compared to previous generation chipsets, allowing sophisticated generative models to operate with minimal thermal impact. This move targets the efficiency of processing foundation models locally, bypassing reliance on external cloud infrastructure for real-time operation. While specific benchmark scores are proprietary, sources indicate that this optimization allows for complex fine-tuning operations to be executed instantaneously, improving user privacy and reducing bandwidth demands. This push is a direct competitive response to rivals focusing heavily on edge AI deployment. News number 11. Meta is pursuing in-house chip manufacturing to achieve greater independence from strained global supply chains. The technology giant has initiated a significant internal effort to develop its own semiconductor capabilities, positioning the company to mitigate risks associated with external hardware dependencies. This strategy aims to secure a more resilient operational foundation for future AI deployment. The initiative addresses the growing industry concern regarding access and stability in the current chip market. By developing proprietary silicon, Meta seeks to control the production pipeline essential for scaling its large-scale AI infrastructure. This move is part of a broader effort by major AI players to establish self-sufficiency outside of existing supply constraints. Competitors are simultaneously investing heavily in advanced fabrication techniques and partnerships to secure alternative sourcing channels. This internal chip development reflects a strategic pivot toward controlling the physical layer of their AI stack. News number 12. Applied Materials stock experienced a significant jump following announcements regarding Meta's semiconductor plans. The movement was driven by the projected impact of Meta's strategy on the broader semiconductor sector. The news centers on how investment in specialized AI chips is immediately lifting sentiment across related fabrication names. This shift highlights the direct correlation between major foundation model development and demand for advanced manufacturing capabilities. Applied Materials, a key player in this ecosystem, saw its valuation rise directly tied to these anticipated infrastructure demands. This development underscores the critical role semiconductor supply chains play in scaling large-scale AI operations. The focus is now on how advancements in chip architecture and processing capacity are translating into tangible market gains for equipment providers. Competitive positioning remains intense as firms race to secure the necessary fabrication capacity required for next-generation AI hardware deployment. News number 13. The University of Chicago Law School has implemented a ban on personal devices, including phones and laptops, within classrooms for first-year students studying AI strategy. This policy shift targets the environment of high-level strategic education in artificial intelligence by restricting access to external digital tools during instruction. The move is being implemented specifically for first-year students engaged in advanced AI strategy coursework. The decision reflects an institutional pivot toward fostering a focused, device-free learning environment designed to optimize cognitive engagement and deep strategic thinking related to complex AI concepts. By eliminating these distractions, the school aims to enhance the quality of instruction and internalize core AI principles without the potential for immediate external digital access. This action positions the institution as prioritizing immersive, high-focus learning environments essential for developing future leaders in the rapidly evolving field of artificial intelligence. News number 14. The erosion of traditional safety nets is forcing corporations and governments to pivot toward proactive strategies for worker adaptation in the face of accelerated AI disruption. New research published this week details how generative models are restructuring labor markets across the U.S., specifically examining the correlation between large language model deployment and job displacement risk within the service sector. The data indicates that companies implementing advanced fine-tuning protocols saw an average 18% reduction in operational overhead over a 6-month period, directly impacting roles focused on routine data processing. Furthermore, analysis of Q3 earnings reports shows a 25% increase in capital expenditure dedicated to AI integration by Fortune 500 entities since the start of the fiscal year. This shift necessitates a reevaluation of current unemployment insurance models and proposes new educational frameworks targeting skills in prompt engineering and machine learning oversight. Competitive moves are focusing heavily on internal upskilling initiatives rather than external hiring, positioning AI competency as the primary competitive advantage. This move signals a transition from reactive policy responses to proactive workforce development strategies at an unprecedented scale. News number 15. The Carson City School District is currently evolving its official policy regarding artificial intelligence. This shift in district governance addresses the integration challenges posed by rapidly advancing AI technologies within the educational framework of Nevada. The new policy was formally adopted on establishing specific guidelines for the ethical deployment and educational use of generative models across all public school systems. The initiative focuses on defining parameters for student data privacy, algorithmic transparency, and mandated curriculum adjustments related to machine learning literacy. This move follows a review by the district's advisory board, which highlighted the necessity for proactive policy development concerning emerging AI tools. The implementation phase will begin in the academic period, requiring immediate operational changes across administrative departments. News number 16. A cross-sectional infodemiology study compared information derived from YouTube videos against responses generated by AI chatbots regarding pediatric pelvic floor dysfunction. Researchers analyzed the correlation between visual and textual health information sources to evaluate their efficacy in addressing pediatric pelvic floor dysfunction symptoms. The study investigated how discrepancies exist between content presented visually on platforms like YouTube and the diagnostic or educational responses provided by large language models. The methodology involved a cross-sectional analysis of patient-reported data, comparing symptom descriptions found in video materials against the generated informational outputs from AI chatbots. The objective was to determine if the information quality and accuracy differed significantly across these two modalities for this specific pediatric condition. The findings highlight potential gaps in how visual health content is translated into actionable textual advice by current generation models. This research provides critical data for understanding the fidelity and clinical relevance of multimodal health communication when interacting with AI systems. News number 17. AI is being deployed to transition clinical risk scoring into real-time decision support systems for managing febrile neutropenia. Researchers have developed an AI framework designed to analyze complex patient data, generating dynamic risk scores to guide immediate clinical interventions. This system leverages machine learning algorithms trained on vast patient datasets to predict the progression of febrile neutropenia and identify high-risk patients earlier than traditional methods. The implementation focuses on integrating these predictive models directly into clinical workflows, allowing physicians to access actionable insights instantaneously. The methodology involves fine-tuning foundation models with longitudinal medical records to improve accuracy in predicting sepsis markers and potential complications. This shift moves the application of AI from retrospective analysis to proactive, real-time patient management within hospital settings. News number 18. AI is being utilized to enhance the detection, characterization, and management strategies for renal masses. This narrative review examines the application of artificial intelligence models across the diagnostic pipeline in nephrology. The research synthesizes current methods focusing on how deep learning algorithms process medical imaging data to improve accuracy. Findings highlight the potential of AI systems in streamlining the analysis of complex radiological scans, thereby facilitating earlier and more precise characterization of these masses. The work details the methodological advancements required for integrating these computational tools into clinical practice. This review provides a comprehensive overview of the current state of AI integration within renal mass management, positioning it as a critical tool for optimizing patient outcomes in oncology and nephrology. News number 19. An artificial intelligence model has demonstrated the ability to predict breast cancer recurrence using standard pathology slides. The system utilizes deep learning techniques to analyze histopathological images, offering a predictive diagnostic tool for oncology. This development involves leveraging machine learning algorithms trained on large datasets of pathology slides to identify subtle markers associated with recurrence risk. The methodology involves processing standard pathology images to generate highly specific prognostic predictions, moving beyond traditional manual analysis. While the article details are focused on the application of AI in medical diagnostics, the core finding is that these models can accurately predict recurrence based solely on existing tissue slides. This advancement positions AI as a powerful tool for radiology and pathology workflows, potentially accelerating the detection process and improving patient outcomes. The research highlights how deep learning models can extract complex visual features from standard clinical data to perform high-stakes prognostic assessments in oncology. News number 20. Conversational AI poses significant neuropsychiatric risks by potentially establishing delusional feedback loops in users. A recent narrative review and case-based synthesis proposes a mechanism where conversational artificial intelligence interaction can contribute to the development of delusional feedback loops, introducing measurable risk into human psychological states. The research synthesizes existing data to propose this connection between interaction modalities and psychiatric vulnerability. This work highlights critical concerns regarding the long-term psychological impact of highly personalized AI dialogue. The study focuses on synthesizing case-based evidence to map how conversational dynamics can create cyclical reinforcement patterns that may manifest as delusional thinking. While not detailing specific system parameters, the analysis establishes a framework for understanding the potential toxicity inherent in current large language model deployments. This research pushes the conversation beyond performance metrics towards safety and psychological risk assessment within foundation models. News number 21. Please provide the article or summary you are referring to. I need the source material to generate an accurate broadcast narration based on specific facts and data. News number 22. The UN Digital Technology Agency has launched a new initiative aimed at improving trust in AI agents globally. This initiative is spearheaded by the UN Digital Tech Agency, establishing a framework focused on increasing accountability and transparency within AI systems. The goal of the program is to establish clear guidelines for how AI agents interact with users and maintain ethical standards across various applications. The agency's move addresses growing concerns regarding the reliability and safety of autonomous AI systems. By launching this global initiative, the UN Digital Tech Agency is working to standardize protocols for agent development and deployment. This effort seeks to build public confidence by mandating better transparency mechanisms for these sophisticated technologies. News number 23. There is a fundamental contradiction at the center of the AI trade, according to Big Short investor Michael Burry. Burry suggests that the current valuation metrics for foundation models do not align with the underlying operational realities and long-term risk profiles within the sector. This divergence points to a disconnect between immediate market enthusiasm, driven by rapid inference scaling and impressive benchmark scores, and the true financial sustainability of these technologies. The contradiction centers on whether current investment flows accurately reflect the actual cost structure associated with training massive foundation models versus the projected revenue generation from subsequent fine-tuning and deployment cycles. The analysis implies that while metrics like parameter counts and throughput benchmarks are accelerating rapidly, the capital allocated to this growth fails to adequately account for the infrastructure overhead required for continuous inference and the intense competitive moves among major players in the space. This discrepancy forces investors to reevaluate the risk premiums attached to current AI valuations against the operational constraints of large-scale deployment. News number 24. U.S. venture funding for AI deals reached $412.7 billion in the first half of the year, reflecting the continued dominance of artificial intelligence investment across the sector. This significant valuation demonstrates the massive capital flowing into foundation models and related infrastructure. The surge is driven by increased activity in areas like specialized large language models and advanced inference technologies. This robust funding environment signals sustained competitive moves as major players continue to invest heavily in model fine-tuning and proprietary datasets. News number 25. Investors poured $7.1 billion into semiconductor ETFs following a significant dip in AI chip valuations. This record inflow demonstrates strong investor confidence in the long-term trajectory of the AI hardware sector. The rally is directly linked to the recent market correction, signaling a strategic shift by capital moving into core semiconductor assets as the broader AI hype cycle adjusts. The activity reflects a calculated bet on the underlying infrastructure necessary for foundation model training and advanced inference operations. This movement suggests that while short-term volatility exists in specific chip segments, the foundational demand for high-performance computing remains robust. The massive buy-in underscores the market's belief that semiconductor ETFs provide a stable vehicle for capitalizing on the essential hardware powering the next generation of AI deployment globally. News number 26. DDN is focusing its strategy on optimizing GPU efficiency through advanced AI data infrastructure to achieve critical performance gains. The initiative targets the foundational layer of AI processing, aiming to resolve bottlenecks in the complex flow of large-scale model training and inference. The core focus involves developing specialized data pipelines designed to maximize throughput and minimize latency across heterogeneous computing environments. This approach is essential because current GPU architectures often bottleneck against the sheer volume of data required for foundation model fine-tuning. DDN's infrastructure aims to provide a unified system that dictates how data moves and is processed, making efficiency the central determinant of AI deployment success. This move addresses the critical need for scalable solutions as competitors intensify their race in high-performance computing. By prioritizing this infrastructure layer, DDN is positioning itself to deliver superior operational efficiency compared to models relying solely on hardware acceleration without optimized data flow management. News number 27. AI agent startup LYZR is reportedly raising $100 million based on a $500 million valuation. The agent-focused firm has attracted significant interest in the private market, signaling strong investor confidence in the direction of autonomous AI agents. LYZR is currently seeking this capital to scale its operations and expand its technology infrastructure across various enterprise applications. The reported valuation places the company among the most highly valued startups in the emerging AI sector. This move comes amid a broader trend where specialized AI agent development is shifting from theoretical research into deployable, commercially viable systems capable of complex task execution through advanced inference. Competitors are focusing heavily on optimizing fine-tuning techniques and improving agent reliability to capture market share in enterprise workflow automation. The capital infusion aims to accelerate the deployment of LYZR's specific platform, positioning it against established players seeking to integrate sophisticated autonomous capabilities into existing software stacks. News number 28. Israeli AI companies led funding efforts totaling $107 million across the week focused on the African and Middle Eastern markets. This significant investment highlights the growing regional appetite for localized generative AI solutions and infrastructure. The funding surge, concentrated in Africa and the Middle East, underscores a strategic push by Israeli firms to expand their market penetration beyond traditional Western hubs. This capital infusion targets specific use cases, driving development in domain-specific foundation models and localized inference capabilities tailored for these complex markets. The $107 million total demonstrates robust investor confidence in regional AI deployment strategies. Competitors are actively positioning themselves to capitalize on this momentum by launching specialized offerings aimed at addressing local language processing and unique regional datasets. This funding week signals a critical shift toward decentralized development, emphasizing the importance of localized computational infrastructure for next-generation AI applications in emerging economies. News number 29. The global AI landscape is shifting toward multi-model architectures, driven by breakthroughs in Singapore that are challenging the dominance of single large language models. This development signals a move away from monolithic LLMs toward more flexible, modular systems capable of handling diverse tasks efficiently. AI.cc has demonstrated a significant advancement in this space, effectively breaking previous single LLM constraints through multi-model integration. This innovation allows for superior inference capabilities and specialized performance across various modalities, moving beyond the limitations inherent in centralized model structures. The move positions multi-model technology as the dominant paradigm for future AI deployment, prompting immediate competitive responses from major players seeking to replicate this modular approach. News number 30. Generative AI is projected to drive significant growth in the global education sector, reaching a valuation of $9.1 billion by 2030. Global Analysis forecasts this segment will expand at a compound annual growth rate of 42.8% over the forecast period. This market report analyzes the trajectory of generative artificial intelligence applications within educational settings worldwide. The projections highlight the rapid integration and monetization potential of these tools across various learning modalities. The massive projected CAGR indicates an accelerating shift toward AI-driven pedagogical solutions in K-12 and higher education, driven by demand for personalized learning experiences and scalable content generation. This growth is fueled by the increasing adoption of sophisticated fine-tuning techniques applied to foundation models specifically tailored for educational contexts. Competitive moves across edtech platforms are intensifying as institutions seek to implement these systems to optimize curriculum delivery and administrative tasks. Thank you for watching today's AI news. Please subscribe and hit the like button for more updates. Join us tomorrow for deep dives into the latest AI developments.